So if you're out there running a channel, right, or maybe managing a brand, trying to stay profitable on YouTube, that end of year feature review, I mean, it's not just required reading, it's basically the strategic roadmap for the next 12 months. We know you're trying to stay ahead, and those final updates, they really give away the platform's biggest bets.
They absolutely do. We've been digging into YouTube's final feature review, the one they published mid-December 2025. And you're right, these aren't, sudden massive shifts. They're really the culmination of trends we saw all year. Specifically, that huge push into generative AI and, well, a relentless focus on that creator-audience relationship.
And that's our mission today. We want to distill this whole stack of information. We're looking past the technical notes and into the strategic side. What are the must-know tools that should be hitting your content plan right now? And why is YouTube so focused on speed and intimacy?
Well, if you pull back and look at the whole picture, these updates are all about reducing friction. Friction for high-quality production and giving creators really granular control over their digital community. They're changing how personality is transmitted and how content gets discovered.
Okay, let's unpack this. We should probably start with what seems like the biggest leap toward that authentic intimacy, the deepening of community features, starting with the mass expansion of voice replies.
This is a powerful move. So, voice replies lets channel managers, the person actually running the account record, and respond to comments with short voice clips, not just text. And while this has been in testing for a bit, the big news is the aggressive rollout. They're expanding access to, and I quote, millions of creators.
That immediately shifts the dynamic, doesn't it? I mean, if I type thanks,
Yeah.
it feels transactional. But if I send a 15-second voice clip, actually thanking a fan, that's personality, that's tone, it's an actual presence. The platform is engineering intimacy.
It is. But let's be strategic for a second about who this really helps. If you're a huge gaming channel with 50,000 comments on a video, you can't realistically use this for every single one.
No way.
But for those mid-tier creators, the ones building really dedicated communities, this
Yeah.
is golden. A personal voice reply becomes a genuine moment of connection. It drives engagement right there in the comment stream.
It turns a passive scroll into a personalized audio experience. I agree. It's a tool for scaling genuine feeling, not just, scaling volume. And speaking of managing that community, the platform is also giving creators more teeth. Universal channel guidelines are now available to everyone with intermediate and advanced feature access.
And this is essential governance. Before, the rules were kind of implied or scattered around. Now, managers can set explicit, uniform rules for the kinds of conversations they want. And that's across all interaction points, comments, live chats, and community posts.
Right. It shifts the burden away from just constantly reactively moderating.
Exactly. It's proactive standard setting.
And for anyone who hasn't heard the jargon, when we say intermediate and advanced features, what are we really talking about?
We're just talking about basic verification milestones. Things like having a clean account history, verifying your phone number, stuff that proves you're a serious long-term creator and not, a bot.
Okay, so what do viewers actually see when these guidelines are turned on?
And that visibility is the key. Viewers get notified at two main points. First, they see the guidelines the very first time they go to post anything on that channel, a comment, a live chat message, specifically on the mobile app, so iOS and Android.
Right.
And second, the guidelines are permanently pinned right at the top of a video's comment section.
That's so strategic. It means the creator has established the ground rules for their brand, and the viewer can't claim they didn't know. It really empowers you to curate a positive environment, which is vital for keeping an audience that doesn't want to wade through negativity. Now, let's shift from managing the community to optimizing the cash flow. Segment 2 brings us into monetization, looking at how live streaming and AI insights are helping creators earn and understand their audience.
Monetization tools are always chasing audience habits. And a major development here is the expansion of Super Chat goals into vertical live streams.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Super chat goals, where a creator sets a target amount and a reward for hitting that donation threshold. They are incredibly powerful on desktop streams.
Yeah.
But putting them in vertical streams, that signals a mandate for mobile.
It absolutely does. It signals that YouTube sees vertical live streams, that phone-first, short burst format, as a mandatory, high-potential monetization channel. They're making sure that the direct financial support tool, the Super Chat goal, is native to the format that dominates mobile.
So creators are now being pushed to structure their vertical live content around these goals.
Yes, to glean more donations directly in stream. It cements that vertical format as a legitimate, financially viable strategy.
This could push creators who maybe saved their big live events for desktop to completely rethink their phone-first content. It's about optimizing that impulse donation.
Precisely. And moving from money to audience understanding, the platform is launching auto-generated comment summaries.
An AI-powered too long didn't read for the comment section. So these summaries will just pop up at the top of some videos giving an overview of the discussion.
It's pure, unadulterated efficiency. Imagine you have 10,000 comments. A quick summary can instantly tell you if the discussion is focused on one specific point you made, or a common question, or maybe a moment that sparked some controversy.
The time-saving aspect for strategists is massive. Okay, but let me challenge that for a second. Isn't there a risk here? When you delegate the interpretation of, highly nuanced human conversation to an AI, like if a complex political video sparks a subtle debate, could the AI misinterpret the tone and create a totally misleading summary?
That is the core risk of any AI summarization tool,
Why?
absolutely. And it highlights why human verification is still needed. But the design does mitigate this a little. For the creator, the feature is on by default, but you have to explicitly click Get Summary to see it. It's not just automatically presented to you.
And crucially, the viewer can just ignore it. If you want the full context, you don't have to engage with the prompt. So it's an optional insight tool for the creator, not a forced summary for the audience.
All right, shifting gears fully into production. Segment 3 is where AI moves from insight into actual creation. We're seeing powerful new tools to streamline production and maximize content across different formats.
The first piece of news here is about closing a platform gap. The standalone video creation app, YouTube Create, is finally launching on iOS.
It was on Android already. It was. So this finally brings it to platform parity.
That's a huge win for iPhone-centric creators. Create is all about lowering the barrier to entry, right? It offers a solid range of editing tools to quickly assemble professional-looking clips without needing a desktop.
And now, for the part that sounds a bit like science fiction, the rollout of Google's latest generative AI model, which they've named Nano Banana, into YouTube posts.
I have to pause on that name, Nano Banana.
I know.
It sounds like a snack from the future, not a cutting-edge AI. So this is Google's specific new model for visual editing.
That is correct. It is Google's latest model, and the name is certainly memorable. But what really matters is the functional power it brings to image content in YouTube posts. We're talking profound visual editing just from a simple text prompt.
Okay, tell us what kind of transformations we're talking about. What can a creator instantly do?
The source material is very specific on this. A user can edit images by prompt to instantly transport themselves to different locations, a beach, a mountaintop. They can try on new outfits, switch up hairstyles, or even time travel by changing their visual style to reflect different decades.
Wow, so instant virtual styling and location scouting just through text. That cuts out huge amounts of production time and expense for things like community polls or quick visual updates.
Absolutely. And it handles the basic cleanup, too. Things like easily removing a distracting object from the background or changing the background color in seconds. It's all about making every community post visually clean and compelling.
Given the power here, are there any restrictions on who can access Nano Banana right now?
Yes, two critical limitations.
Right.
First, it's only available to users over 18. And second, geographically, it's restricted to the US, Canada, New Zealand, and India for now.
Which suggests a careful, staged rollout.
Right, likely to manage the server load and navigate different regulations.
Makes sense. Now, the final AI tool here is maybe the most strategic. It directly links long-form content with short-form engagement. AI-suggested shorts.
This is a system that automatically recommends short-form clips that can be cut directly from a creator's longer videos. It's YouTube providing an automated strategy funnel.
But the crucial detail, the one that really hints at YouTube's future direction, is the initial limitation. The AI is only pulling suggested shorts from videos that are in a podcast playlist.
That targeted focus is a massive signal.
It's formalizing a hub-and-spoke content model.
Exactly. YouTube is basically saying, if you produce long-form, serialized content, the kind that belongs in a podcast playlist, we will use our AI to automatically feed the high-engagement shorts machine for you. They're investing system resources in creators who treat their long-form content as a strategic centerpiece.
This is more than a time saver. It's a competitive advantage. Creators need to be restructuring their archives into these podcast playlists like right now to benefit from this. If you don't use that structure, you miss out on the AI's help maximizing your short-form reach.
And just like the Nano Banana tool, this AI Shorts feature is initially limited, Only creators in the US and Canada for now.
We've covered a lot, from Nano Banana to community rules. Let's wrap up with two key refinements to the end viewer experience. We're looking at accessibility and the integrity of platform feedback.
On the accessibility front,
Yeah.
we're seeing updates to auto-dubbing language preferences.
Auto-dubbing is so important for global reach, but sometimes it oversteps, right? If I'm a multilingual viewer and I prefer the original audio, but the platform auto-dubs into one of my other languages, it can be really frustrating.
That's the exact problem this is meant to address. YouTube is rolling out a new setting so users can choose their own detailed dubbing preferences. The key update is this. If the content matches both the original audio and one of your preferred languages, it defaults to the original audio.
Oh, that's great.
It preserves the creator's authentic voice and sound design.
That's a clean, necessary fix for international audiences, so you can update this on the web or in the app, giving the viewer real control.
It's another step to make sure language isn't a barrier, but control always stays with the viewer.
And the final piece of news is about the ever-tricky Shorts feedback loop. YouTube is testing changes to the dislike button because they're seeing some serious data ambiguity.
This is all about data hygiene. YouTube found that on Shorts, viewers use dislike and not interested almost interchangeably. The result is ambiguous data. They want to know, did you dislike this specific video or do you just not want to see more videos like this?
And those two actions have totally different implications for the recommendation algorithm.
Vastly different. So they're running a test to resolve this.
Okay, what's the test?
They're experimenting with merging dislike and not interested into a single thumbs down icon. But it's now hidden behind the three-dot menu, which adds a little bit of friction.
Wait, if they merge the two, how does that get them more accurate data? Wouldn't that make it even more ambiguous?
That's the smart part of the test. Since the single thumbs down is a bit harder to get to, any viewer who clicks it now gets an optional feedback survey. It's similar to how not interested works today. That survey forces you to clarify your intent. Was it the content or the type of content?
Ah, I see. So they're trading speed and simplicity by hiding the button for richer, more accurate data. They're willing to add a tiny bit of friction to gain critical insight into how users want to filter their feeds. That's a classic platform move. So what does this all mean? We've covered a massive set of refinements, from creator intimacy tools to generative AI.
Well, if you synthesize all these updates, the platform's focus is surgically precise. Creator efficiency through AI is clearly paramount. Highly personalized community management with those guidelines and voice replies is being engineered, and the short-form vertical model is being optimized for both money and data.
It's all about reducing the hurdles for high-quality production and making that immediate mobile experience more dynamic and profitable.
And what's really fascinating to me is how much energy is going into tools that enhance the visual and audio immediacy. They're minimizing the reliance on text. Think about it. Voice replies, instant generative AI for images with Nano Banana, and simplified, accurate auto-dubbing.
Right.
The platform is making it dramatically easier for creators to look dynamic, sound dynamic, and do it fast. It reinforces the need for speed.
And that speed, combined with hyper-personal community tools, really feels like the winning formula for the next year. Before we wrap up, here's something for you to mull over. Given that YouTube is now recommending AI-clipped shorts, specifically from podcast playlists, how might this push content creation toward a formal hub-and-spoke model, where long-form audio or video is intentionally produced and formatted just to feed that high-engagement shorts machine?
The strategic choice to define and structure your content is no longer optional. It's now a requirement if you want to harness that AI distribution engine. That question of internal content structure, it's going to define the winners of 2026.
A huge thank you for guiding us through the strategic side of these sources, and thank you, the listener, for providing the material for this deep dive. We'll catch you with our next stack of sources.